There are over 10 million online searches each month for information regarding domestic violence in just the US and Canada. Anyone, regardless of gender, sexuality, race, or religion, can experience abuse. Domestic abuse isn't always physical violence. It can be emotional, verbal, even financial. It can feel isolating and hopeless. For victims, it often takes several attempts to escape an abusive partner. There are many reasons victims are often afraid to reach out for help, including embarrassment or denial, or fear of losing their children or pets. But if you're experiencing abuse, you're not alone. It's not your fault. Help is here for you. domesticshelters.org is the leading domestic violence online resource where abuse victims and survivors can find everything they need to take steps towards safety, all in one place. With domesticshelters.org's searchable database of domestic violence programs and shelters in the US and Canada, anyone can find a nearby trained advocate who cares, along with support and resources. Victims of abuse may not be ready to connect with an advocate yet, but with domesticshelters.org's comprehensive library of relevant and high-quality content, it's simple to find information that can help change lives for the better. Domestic violence professionals and advocates rely on domesticshelters.org for ways to better support their local communities through free online expert-led training, award and grant programs, donation tools, and other powerful resources. The profound impact of domestic violence hurts everyone. Victims lose hope, children suffer lifelong trauma, communities are permanently damaged. That's why millions of people come to domesticshelters.org to get the answers and help that they need, and why 8 out of 10 domesticshelters.org visitors share their newfound knowledge with others, exponentially increasing public awareness of abuse. Your support helps connect those millions of victims and survivors of domestic violence with the resources they need to identify, escape, and heal from abuse. Support this essential service by donating at domesticshelters.org.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 3rd annual Purple Ribbon Awards celebration. I'm Ashley Rumschlag, the National Director of domesticshelters.org, and I'll be your MC for today's event. I'm joined by our Senior Digital Services Specialist, Rachel Myers, and our Director of Content, Hannah Craig, as well as a fantastic lineup of awards presenters and other program supporters who will join us later on. We are so happy to be with you today and to celebrate the accomplishments of such an amazing group of people and announce the winners of our $30,000 in grants. Just a couple of housekeeping items to get started. Live American Sign Language interpretation and live transcription is available throughout the entire presentation today. To enable the live transcription, click the 3 dots in the Zoom toolbar and select Live Transcription, then Show Subtitles. As an attendee, please be sure to remain muted throughout the event, but we really do encourage you to turn your cameras on if you're able to do so. We'd love to see your faces. We also encourage you to connect with other attendees in the chat box. Today is meant to be a celebration and a time to come together and honor the outstanding work being done to help those experiencing domestic violence. 2023 marks a significant milestone in the evolution of the Purple Ribbon Awards and domesticshelters.org. As of May 1st, domesticshelters.org has become a program of the Alliance for Hope International. The merger was officially announced on May 10th at the 23rd Annual International Family Justice Center Conference in San Diego, California. And we are so excited to share this announcement with you all today. For those of you who aren't familiar with Alliance for Hope, it is one of the leading systems and social change organizations in the country, focused on creating innovative, collaborative, trauma-informed, hope-centered approaches to meeting the needs of survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, child abuse, elder abuse, and human trafficking. Their programs focus on increasing measurable hope, resiliency, safety, and well-being in the lives of children and adults. As we explored the possibility of coming together, it was clear that we have a similar approach to how we run our organizations, and that our values, including our collaborative approaches, we're very aligned. domesticshelters.org will continue to offer the programs and services to domestic violence survivors and professionals, and we look forward to how this next chapter will allow us to provide additional support to domestic violence professionals and reach even more people with the information they need to identify, escape, and heal from abuse. You'll hear from the Alliance for Hope CEO, Gael Strack, as well as their president, Casey Gwinn, at the end of today's program. Please join us in welcoming Gael and Casey to today's event, along with the Alliance for Hope team. Today, we're gathered to celebrate the many people who are making helping victims and survivors of abuse their life's work. Their dedication, innovation, and creativity and hard work are admirable and worthy of celebration and recognition. The Purple Ribbon Awards were launched in 2021 to shine a light on these people and organizations. Here is a short overview of the program and the impact it's made so far.
We work in the field that takes a lot out of us. We need space for inspiration. And I think that's what the Purple Ribbon Award per se, plus the grant did for us, is it gives us inspiration and it gives us a push to do more, to dream bigger.
House 17 is a domestic violence program that serves Central Kentucky.
Alt Delete helps people that are trying to leave domestic violence, but have a barrier that's keeping them in an unfortunate and unsafe situation.
We assist victims and survivors of domestic violence with rebuilding their lives after abuse.
We serve victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, and human trafficking.
SOS Violence Conjugale is a province-wide helpline and referral line.
We try to really wrap our clients with all types of services and they can best decide what fits their needs.
But it really is about healing and belonging.
You're never in this alone.
We're making a difference in saving lives.
The person said, Greenhouse 17, I fell to the floor.
I didn't have enough fingers to type and text as many people as I could to go, we won.
I just remember like screaming in the car like, oh my God.
I got up and I did a happy dance and it was amazing.
It was amazing.
I couldn't stop smiling. I was
Elated would be the word, I think.
Idolize our staff and our community and our mission.
No, it wasn't like it was just a vote for something. It was our colleagues, experts.
To receive that recognition, knowing that it was evaluated and chosen by our peers in other countries.
Because as we all know, it's not one of us ending domestic violence in our nation. It is all of us collectively coming together.
That's what I shared with staff all the time. I go, these were the experts who said, your work is worthy.
They know what we're doing makes a difference.
It's kind of a nod that you are doing what you're supposed to do and what we're meant to do and how we're meant to serve.
A lot of us work off grants and donations and things like that sometimes not everything's covered.
We're a small nonprofit, and that amount of grant is going to go a huge, long way in helping people escape domestic violence.
It allowed us to be able to lease our very first office space.
It's going to help with us hiring an architect to go ahead and look at expanding our shelter facility.
We have to help them with uniforms or new shoes or appropriate attire or books or fees to sign up for school.
We can build a platform that's going to help youth define themselves.
This has given us the kickstart and the vision of how we're going to need to go forward.
To determine our 2023 winners, each nomination was reviewed and scored by our expert panel of judges based on 4 criteria: challenge and impact, creativity and originality, submission excellence, and the overall performance of the entry relative to the others. We accepted nominations in 34 categories January 1st through February 28th, and where applicable, categories were broken down further by 3 organization sizes to allow for entries to be judged against peers. 3 winners were selected in each category, and these are the people we celebrate today. All 128 winners were considered for the grant money, which we will announce shortly. Grants were awarded based on those who our grant committee determined to be the best of the best, and the grant funds will be issued to the associated nonprofit organization. The Purple Ribbon Awards are a collaborative effort between so many generous and supportive people and organizations. We have so many people to thank for making this program possible. First off, we want to take a moment to recognize those who took the time to submit a nomination. We understand that this takes valuable time, and we are grateful for your effort to shine a light on these exceptional people and organizations. Thank you so much for giving us a window into these spaces that would otherwise might go unnoticed. Please join me in a virtual round of applause for all our nominators. If you know someone who should be recognized next year, do not forget to mark your calendar for January 1st, when we will begin accepting nominations for the 2024 award season. Or better yet, visit the link in the chat to be reminded via email when next year's award entry portal opens up on January 1st. And a special thank you to eBodyGuard for gifting each of our US-based winners 250 complimentary one-year subscriptions to the My eBodyGuard app with the My eBodyCam feature. eBodyGuard is a public safety company whose mission is to create disruptive technology to bridge gaps. As partners, they've helped us to provide informative webinars on the criminal justice system, opening up a conversation between domestic violence professionals and criminal justice professionals to serve victims and survivors of abuse even better. Please welcome Melissa Faith Hart, the founder and CEO of eBodyGuard.
My name is Melissa Faith Hart, the CEO and founder of eBodyGuard, and congratulations to each and every one of the Purple Ribbon Award winners. And for each of you US-based winners, we are giving and extending 250 subscriptions to the My eBodyGuard program. eBodyGuard is a public safety technology company, and our mission is to provide evidence for all to keep you safe wherever you are. In addition to that, we have a long-standing partnership with domesticshelters.org, in which we provide informative webinars that open up conversations between domestic violence experts and the criminal justice experts to provide more support for victims and survivors of abuse. Because of you and your daily efforts, we appreciate everything you do, and congratulations again for your Purple Ribbon Award. Because of your efforts, we know that victims of abuse will forever be changed and forever be empowered to live lives of safety.
We also want to say thank you to Ohana Link Purple and Bright Sky for providing some additional items in each of our winners' packages. Ohana Link Purple shines a light on domestic violence through the first-in-the-market system that enables agencies to provide services to clients in a new way, while also providing victims of domestic violence with safe, secure communication, resources, and tools. Bright Sky is a safe, easy-to-use app and website that provides practical support and information on how to respond to domestic violence. It is for anyone experiencing domestic violence or for those worried about someone else. Thank you so much to Ohana Link Purple and Bright Sky. Finally, we want to thank each of our judges who helped us to review this year's record-breaking number of nominations. Our panel of judges includes well-respected national leaders and experts who volunteered their time to support this program. We simply can't thank them enough for the time and energy they spent reviewing the nominations. As I mentioned earlier, each of this year's Purple Ribbon Award medallion winners was considered for the grant money. So if you're holding a medallion right now and work for a nonprofit organization, your organization is eligible. So without further ado, let's announce the 2023 Purple Ribbon Award grant winners. If your organization is announced as a grant recipient, we encourage you to share anything you'd like to say in the chat box for all to see.
Today we're giving away 5 grants totaling $30,000. There will be 4 grants of $5,000 and 1 grant for $10,000. To announce our grant winners, we're joined by our team members at Alliance for Hope International. Please welcome Susan Williams to announce our first $5,000 grant winner.
Hello, everyone. I'm Susan Williams, Director of Technical Assistance for the Family Justice Center Alliance at the Alliance for Hope International. I'm happy to be presenting a $5,000 grant to an organization that rose to the challenge when they saw survivors in need. The winner is Surviving Beauty Peer and Advocacy Services in Indiana, Pennsylvania. Congratulations. Surviving Beauty Peer and Advocacy Services is a recipient of the Legal Advocate of the Year Purple Ribbon Award. The organization's founder, Jessica Shank, showed survivors in her community and across the country that they were not alone by providing free legal help. Let's take a look at why they were selected.
Jessica Shank is a legal advocate and a survivor. In fact, she was a 2022 PRA winner for Survivor of the Year. Jessica now runs Surviving Beauty Peer and Advocacy Services to help survivors through challenging situations, especially legal ones, when they can't find or afford a lawyer. Jessica teaches survivors topics like financial empowerment, legal skills, and how to deal with high-conflict co-parenting. She also meets with government officials as an activist fighting to improve the legal system for domestic violence victims, and even spreads awareness and education about domestic violence through her popular social media platforms. Jessica Shank is a 2023 PRA winner for Legal Advocate of the Year, thanks to the incredibly valuable content she creates, shares, and teaches. We're so proud to award Surviving Beauty a Purple Ribbon Awards grant of $5,000. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Now, to present our next $5,000 grant, please welcome Yesenia Aceves.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yesenia Aceves, and I am the Director of Culture and Creative Services for Alliance for Hope International. I'm excited to be presenting a $5,000 award in honor of a survivor who has gone above and beyond to give back. The award goes to the Phoenix Project in Lake Frederick, Virginia. Congratulations. This volunteer, Ross Lewis, is the recipient of the Volunteer of the Year Purple Ribbon Award, and the Phoenix Project will receive this grant in her honor. So let's take a look at the outstanding contributions that Ross has made.
After 2 marriages, both filled with years of abuse, Roz Lewis was emotionally and physically drained. She was left with a severe anxiety disorder due to the extreme amount of psychological and verbal abuse that she survived. But even at 76 years old, Roz didn't let this stop her. Over the 5 years she has volunteered with the Virginia-based Phoenix Project, Roz has dedicated over 17,000 hours of her time, more than a full-time job. Roz has done it all as a volunteer, from answering Phoenix Project's emergency hotline to running a support group for incarcerated women, and so much more. Roz Lewis is a 2023 PRA winner for Volunteer of the Year due to her incredible amount of time, effort, and dedication. We're so honored to award Phoenix Project a Purple Ribbon Awards grant of $5,000 on Roz's behalf. Congratulations!
Congratulations! Next, please welcome Katherine Johnson.
Hello, everyone. My name is Katherine Johnson. I am the Interim Director for Camp Hope America. I am happy to be presenting a $5,000 grant to a program that has transformed the way that their community responds to domestic violence. The award goes to the Cocoon of Bowling Green, Ohio. Congratulations. The Cocoon is a winner of the Program Shelter of the Year Purple Ribbon Award. Let's take a look at why they were selected.
17 years ago, the Cocoon Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency opened its doors after 4 consecutive domestic violence-related homicides happened in their community, all of which took place in front of children. Since then, the Cocoon has grown and flourished, developing outstanding partnerships with law enforcement, prosecutors, social workers, medical professionals, and other local Northwest Ohio resources as part of the Wood County Domestic Violence Community Response Team. The Cocoon even offers a mobile advocacy team to literally meet survivors where they are. The Cocoon is a 2023 PRA winner for Program or Shelter of the Year due to the positive impact they've made on both their community and domestic violence survivors. We are so happy to award the Cocoon a Purple Ribbon Awards grant of $5,000. Congratulations!
Congratulations! And now for our last $5,000 grant. We're joined by Ken Shetter.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ken Shetter. I'm the National Director of the Family Justice Center Alliance, and I am excited to be presenting a $5,000 grant to a very deserving organization with a standout program making a positive impact on adult and child survivors. And the winner is Pathways to Family Peace, a program of global rights for women in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Congratulations. Pathways to Family Peace is a recipient of the Rural Initiative of the Year Purple Ribbon Award. The program takes on batterer intervention programs in an innovative and effective way. Let's take a look at why they were selected.
Global Rights for Women began the Pathways to Family Peace program in 2018 with the goal of working with domestic violence offenders to stop their use of violence and abuse. Pathways is a unique program. Since it's fully remote, the program is able to admit people from all across the world. Pathways to Family Peace became an international leader during the COVID-19 pandemic. Pathways staff trained facilitators all over the world to run remote batterer intervention programs, directly helping countless people globally. Pathways to Family Peace is a 2023 PRA winner for Rural Initiative of the Year, thanks to the work they've done, not only for their community, but also internationally. We're so pleased to award Global Rights for Women a Purple Ribbon Awards grant of $5,000. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all our $5,000 winners. Now for our top grant, please welcome Joe Bianco to do the honors of announcing the $10,000 winner.
Hello, everyone. I'm Joe Bianco. I'm the Law Enforcement Coordinator at the Alliance for Hope International. I'm thrilled to be presenting a $10,000 Purple Ribbon Award grant to an incredible organization. The $10,000 grant goes to Court Watch Montgomery in Silver Spring, Maryland. Congratulations. Court Watch Montgomery is a winner of the Impact Report of the Year Purple Ribbon Award. The impact of their work has been felt locally and across Maryland. Let's take a look at why they were selected.
Since 2011, Court Watch Montgomery volunteers have monitored over 10,000 civil protective orders and criminal domestic violence hearings in Rockville and Silver Springs, Maryland. Court Watch Montgomery discovered that Montgomery County District Courts failed to properly stagger exits for survivors of domestic violence and the perpetrators of domestic violence in 61% of cases. Court Watch Montgomery's illuminating report on the underuse of staggered exits prompted the Chief Judge of the Maryland District Court to recommend that staggered exits be adopted in all Maryland District Courts and that all new judges and bailiffs receive staggered exit training. After this recommendation, the use of staggered exits increased to 70% of hearings in 2012. Court Watch Montgomery continues to monitor and report on the use of staggered exits, always working to ensure the safety of domestic violence survivors. Court Watch Montgomery's sustained efforts benefit not just Montgomery County, but the entire state of Maryland. Court Watch Montgomery is a 2023 PRA winner for Impact Report of the Year, which demonstrated the positive impact their work has made in the lives of domestic violence survivors. We're absolutely thrilled to award Court Watch Montgomery a Purple Ribbon Awards grant of $10,000. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all our 2023 grant recipients. It is such a privilege to support your work through the Purple Ribbon Awards. There were so many deserving people and organizations this year, and we will recognize each one of them by name at the end of today's event. So please stay tuned. Last year, we had the privilege to partner with an outstanding musical act to bring awareness to the healing journey survivors go through. The Red Jumpsuit Apparatus song, Face Down, was released in 2004 and quickly became a hit. To date, it surpassed the billion mark for downloads and album sales. When they decided to release a new version of the song and a music video, they saw it as an opportunity not only to tell the story of a survivor, but also as an opportunity to empower people to seek help by connecting them with domesticshelters.org. Before we play the music video for the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus song Face Down Symphonic Edition, please welcome Red Jumpsuit Apparatus lead singer Ronnie Winters to share his words of congratulations to all our Purple Ribbon Awards winners.
I'm Ronnie from the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, here to say congratulations to you, the 2023 Purple Ribbon Award winner, in conjunction with domesticshelters.org. How awesome is it? Congratulations. Domestic violence can be something very tough to talk about. It even is to me today. But it sounds to me like already things are getting better for you. So it's a good thing. These are hard decisions we have to make. But you're now living your best life, starting with today, being the award winner. Congratulations to you, Purple Ribbon Award winner, 2023.
Thank you so much, Ronnie. And now please join us in watching the music video for the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus Face Down Symphonic Edition. Please note, this music video contains depictions of violence, so please take care of yourself however is needed.
You drive me crazy. One look puts the rhythm in my hands. Still will never understand why you hang around. Cover up with makeup in the mirror. Tell yourself it's never gonna happen again. You'll cry alone and then he swears he loves you. Do you feel like a man when you push her around? Do you feel better now? She falls to the
Once again, thank you to the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus for their work to bring attention to domestic violence. We are so grateful for your dedication and support. Before we recognize each of this year's 2023 Purple Ribbon Award winners, please join me in welcoming the founders of Alliance for Hope International, Casey Gwinn and Gael Strack.
I am Casey Gwinn, the president of Alliance for Hope International. And I just want to say congratulations to all of the Purple Ribbon Award winners. We have been so honored to be involved in this process as judges and to be involved in supporting the domesticshelters.org team as we've evaluated such amazing applications from all over the country. Thank you to all those of you who nominated your organization or someone or some organization. It was so inspiring to see the work being done all over the country. And for us, the Purple Ribbon Awards is an opportunity to celebrate so many that don't get recognized for the day-to-day work that happens in the trenches when you're working with both adults and with kids who have experienced trauma, violence, and abuse. I have never been more certain than I am right now after almost 40 years in this work, that not only do we need to honor each other, but we need to make sure that we profile programs that are working, things that are being done to make a difference in the lives of those in need. So on behalf of our entire team at Alliance for Hope, and now with our new partnership with domesticshelters.org, congratulations. Thank you for the work you do. Thank you for staying in it through the long hours and the frustration and very often the burnout. We want to keep recognizing those who are doing this life-saving work all over the country in organizations, both community-based and government-based organizations, in shelters, in family justice centers, in every kind of program that is passionately committed to making a difference, being there for survivors in their time of need, and then creating community and long-term hope and healing for those survivors. So congratulations to all our winners. We're really excited about the journey ahead as we continue to profile best practices and promising practices all over the United States through the Purple Ribbon Awards. Blessings on all of you.
Well, hello, my name is Gael Strack. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Alliance for Hope International. On behalf of our entire team, congratulations. I want to congratulate all the winners of the Purple Ribbon Awards of 2023. I had the opportunity to review many of the applications, and it was so inspiring to learn more about the work that you're doing. Whether you're working in the front lines, behind the scenes, or you're in charge, the work you're doing matters. It matters to survivors and their children. The people who do this work are very special because it takes a special person, it takes a special organization, it takes a special heart to do this work. And you are giving hope to those who need it the most and at the time they need it the most. On behalf of our organization, we are privileged and honored to be doing this right alongside of you and together. Remember, hope is a team sport.
Thank you, Casey and Gail. It is such an honor to be on your team. We'll conclude today's celebration by taking a moment to recognize each and every one of our Purple Ribbon Awards winners. Once again, on behalf of the entire Alliance for Hope team, congratulations.
Annual or Impact Reports of the Year. JBWS Inc., formerly Jersey Battered Women's Service. Merriman House Domestic Crisis Center. Court Watch Montgomery. Town Clock Community Development Corporation. Board Member of the Year. Sarah Freiberger. Stephanie von Stein-Schusterman. Akita Pearson. Midori Davidson. Business Partner of the Year. A.M. Hagley. Humana Healthy Horizons in Kentucky. The Health Plan. Community Service Organization of the Year, Control-Alt-Delete LLC. Winged Hope, Muslimat Al-Nisa Shelter, Hotline Employee or Operator of the Year, Manisha Shaw, Belinda Hudson, Heather Brown, Law Enforcement Partner of the Year, Sûreté du Québec, Monique Michaud and Antelope Valley Senior Volunteer Program, Legal Advocate of the Year, Jessica Ballard, Renee Torpy, River Shannon, Misty Shavers, Rebecca Weininger, Francesca Amato, Jessica Shank, Lifetime Achievement Award, Barbara Cuadras, Catherine Kumanis, Martha Coulter, Chris Kajewski, Elva Gonzalez, Holly Bedford, Betty Williams Watson, Mildred Muhammad, Susan O'Million, Most Innovative Service, LA Kiski Area Hope Center, Mercer County Aware Incorporated, Golden House Incorporated, Domestic Abuse and Sexual Assault Crisis Center of Warren County, The Safe Center Lee, YWCA Northeast Kansas, Outstanding Advocate Training Program, Global Rights for Women, Childhood Domestic Violence Association, Light to Life, Outstanding Awareness Event or Campaign, the Kelowna Women's Shelter, Live Violence Free, Lafayette House, Community Initiatives Against Family Violence, Daughters of Divine Power Organization, Outstanding Community Presentation or Education, YCC Family Crisis Center, Shelter House, Council on Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault, End Coercive Control USA, Outstanding Documentary or Film, Moms Fight Back, Standing Firm, This is Where I Learned Not to Sleep, Outstanding Domestic Violence Blog, the Kelowna Women's Shelter, Outstanding Domestic Violence Podcast, Rising Beyond Power and Control, Healing from Emotional Abuse, Valiant Voices, Outstanding Fundraising Event or Campaign, Called to Peace Ministries, Our Mother's Home of Southwest Florida, Merriman House Domestic Crisis Center, Lafayette House. Shelter House, Council on Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault. Muslimat Al-Nisa Shelter. Outstanding Healthcare Professional. Kathy Bell. Simone Allen. Asma Hanif. Outstanding Legislative Partner. Anthony Bucco. Mark Sanford. Outstanding National Organization. Break the Silence Against Domestic Violence. Souls in Harmony. Outstanding New Service Launch. YWCA Wheeling. Community Action Stops Abuse Incorporated. Shelter House, Council on Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault. Towels for Tears. Unbounded Horizons. Outstanding Pet Program. Shelter House, Council on Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault. Outstanding Thrift Shop of the Year. The Kelowna Women's Shelter. YWCA Wheeling. Wings Program Incorporated. Second Chances Benefit Thrift Store. Outstanding Youth Initiative of the Year. The Jessica Martel Memorial Foundation. Women's Resource Center. Shelter House, Council on Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault. Program and Shelter Employee of the Year. Jamie Hyatt. Jill Orlick. Jody Nathals Mikulski. Hiromi Case. Ashley Zwilling. Robin Sample. Lori Pallison. Mary Claire Landry. Sue Ray. Diane Lance. Sherry Farina. Amy Carter. Valerie Barter. Ayub Hanif. Program and Shelter of the Year. Beacon Center. Hill County Crisis Council. The Cocoon. YWCA Northeastern New York. Children's Home Shelter for Family Safety. First Nation Healing Center. Sardis Doorway for Mothers and Children Society. Our Mother's Home of Southwest Florida. Program and Shelter Turnaround of the Year. Turning Point of Lehigh Valley. Rural Initiative of the Year. Midshore Council on Family Violence. Pathways to Family Peace, a program of global rights for women. Survivor of the Year. Robin Wilson. Asta Carrington. Claudia Stevens. Jeanette McKinnon. Latasha Pulley, Kate Amber, Marissa F. Cohen, Sarah McClary, Survivor I Am, Eli Morin, Volunteer of the Year, Jody Arkand, Judy Beavers, Roz Lewis, Patty and Alan Masaryk, Sophia DeRig Palumbo, Suzanne Shepard Post, Pamela Blount. Congratulations to our 2023 Purple Ribbon Award winners.